Jaguar has come forward with fresh accusations about Diddy. She says she has secured legal documents linked to a new lawsuit that he reportedly wants kept quiet. In her view, he must answer for what he has done, and she makes it clear she refuses to stay silent.
Like, that's the thing, this trial, the sentencing, the verdict, all the hyperbole, all of the pomp and circumstance, all of the this, all of that, it means nothing. It means nothing. This was all done for the public's entertainment. This was all done to get people like me to be quiet. This was all done to give weirdos like Vladimir Lyuski and Torre the ability to constantly challenge and try to check my veracity, my actuality, my truth, and to get the public to not believe whistleblowers like me. That's why this was done. This ain't even about Diddy. It's about the rest of them. Do you know they're still having white parties?
Diddy was given a 4-year prison sentence, but Jaguar believes that punishment does not reflect the seriousness of the allegations. She says some people, including Cassie, did not get the justice they were seeking. According to her, the alleged behavior lasted over 20 years, yet the outcome was time in a low-security prison. She believes that result leaves many unanswered questions.
Diddy getting sentenced to 4 years. Does Cassie get justice in all this? Does that look like...
Still not enough. Still not enough. And it's wild because she's getting such a better deal than dear Lee Cordell Smith is.
30 million and your perpetrator gets 50 months? I mean...
Still not enough.
Jeez.
Her life is never going to be the same. And people are going to find ways to make her life complicated, to force her to have to spend that 30 million every way they possibly can. You know, there is no up. There is no win. Haven't I been saying that?
Jaguar has also criticized the trial itself, calling it incomplete. She claims investigators collected a large amount of evidence that was never presented in court. Around the time Diddy was sentenced, reports surfaced that he was planning a speaking appearance in Miami. There were also claims he was set to visit a school, which caused strong reactions online.
Please.
There's a woman, what is it called? Sprout to Success or something like that. Some kind of charter school, private, independent private school in Miami Gardens, which is right there in the area of South Florida where he's been warden for Satan of. Because he ain't nothing but a shepherd for the devil. But she was going to invite him to come to the school to speak to her students there, K through 12. Yeah. You want to know what I find really interesting? All of these people that wanted to bring him to schools and bringing him this and bringing him that. How the hell are they going to do that when he's on the SEX offenders registry list? He's not allowed to be around kids.
That does make moving a little hard.
He's not allowed to be around schools. He's on the registry. Didn't I already do a tutorial about the registry? Like, I don't know. He is a registered SEX offender, and people want to bring him to school.
Reports say more than 100 civil lawsuits have now been filed against Diddy. Jaguar believes these cases could bring serious legal problems in the future. She insists the situation is not over and that the civil claims may carry major consequences.
It's not going to be in long. They say with points and time served and any type of... He might be out by Christmas next year.
People say a lot of things. You know what else they said? They said he was going to get bail. How did that work? You know what else they said at the end of that trial, even after he was found guilty of the Mann Act, they was putting together a 4th of July party. How did that work? People say a lot of things, don't they? I guess they don't hear God say no. I don't know what's going to happen to him. I'm not even trying to guess. What I am praying for, though, is that real victims and real survivors actually get the attention that they deserve, that they get the justice that they deserve.
Jaguar argues that money and influence can only shield someone for so long. She says there is physical evidence connected to the accusations. She also notes that when Cassie filed her civil lawsuit, it was settled within a single day. In her opinion, quietly resolving one case is very different from facing dozens of separate lawsuits at the same time.
I'm hoping that the other 100 civil cases will not just be left at civil cases and will actually be turned to criminal cases, because they should be, because I got a big issue with everyone thinking that money is the end all be all into stopping a predator from operating. It is not.
Amen.
It is not. Why do so many of these cases stay civil? Why aren't they turned criminal when there's criminal acts all through the pages?
Can you file a criminal charge and still get money off of a criminal? Like, can you sue later, or is it strictly victims looking for money?
Simpson's family, OJ was acquitted, and they was able to take him to civil court and get him for bread. It really doesn't matter which way you do it.
That is true.
It can go either way. A civil proceeding and a criminal proceeding is just two different proceedings. But if you have criminal acts in a civil proceeding, just because someone gets paid or it gets settled and people get paid out, it doesn't mean that those acts shouldn't be tried criminally.
Another issue being raised is why certain seized items were not shown during the trial. Reports indicate that investigators took electronics, personal belongings, and other materials from Diddy's property. Critics question why the jury did not see more of this evidence if it was collected.
Runs up onto multiple properties. And they collected all kinds of things that never made it to that courtroom, did it? Not one mention of a firearm, not one mention, even though some of the testimony said that he carried firearms. The way Kid Cudi's car, the way that whole situation happened, I mean, it was on court document. People were sitting there talking about it, and they still trying to act like that never happened. Capricorn Clark. Like, is everybody forgetting her testimony? I'm just trying to figure it out. Oh, it was all Cassie. Cassie was the mastermind, but she was doing it all with his corporate credit card. That means it's his money. Was she the mastermind? Like, come on. And now, because all of that stuff was redacted, and because all of that stuff was kept off the record, and for whatever reason, the feds didn't present a lot of stuff that would have made sure that he was gone forever, rather than just being gone to November. And it's not going to be November. See, that sentencing is coming.
Several of the most serious charges were dropped, and Diddy received a 4-year sentence, even though federal guidelines reportedly suggested a longer term. Some observers point out that the judge had previously denied him bail multiple times. Because of that, many were surprised that the final sentence seemed lighter than expected.
That it might go until Monday. I was actually kind of surprised that it did, considering the show that they put on for the public. They put on such a lovely show.
That was a show.
Wouldn't you say?
That was a show.
There was a video montage.
Oh my God.
You would have thought it was like a retirement ceremony. Or, someone winning an award for, lifetime achievement or something. The way they sat there and the way they carried on and the way, especially when it gets to the point where lawyers are forcing themselves to tears or almost to tears, talking about how inspiring that deviant is.
Man.
Kind of interesting.
There are also claims that Diddy cooperated with federal authorities. However, some believe that cooperation may not protect him if the large number of civil lawsuits move ahead. Critics argue that if more investigations begin, he may not have much bargaining power left.